Let's do a little watch party. I think Grace redid her website. I don't know if it was today. The website looks different than I remember. It's actually very nice. A very nice website. The video. All the things you could do. Work with Grace. I did just sign up for the mailing list. Otherwise, it'd have a text box for you to put your email in. She's a blog. Yeah, this is like... The previous site was good, but this is like super profesh. Okay. We're going to go here to the podcast. It was also recently released, I think yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry. Last week. It's on all the major podcast platforms. Choose your platform. But what I want to look at is one of the first interviews she did with this guy, Adam Kurtz, and it's for tarot card deck called the OKTarot. I love this deck. I didn't know who made this deck, and super excited. But we don't have an hour to watch to this. There's a couple things in the beginning that really stuck out for me. I actually hadn't watched the entire thing yet because I wanted to do a watch party with you guys. And I'm crunched for time anyway, so maybe I'll do like a highlight or something later. For now, kind of want to I'm going to do 2-speed. And I want to... Annotations, ambient mode. Okay, I don't know what that is. I want to just go through the beginning because he says some really cool stuff that I agree with. And what I love most about this tarot deck is that it's simple. I mean, clearly, I can't draw all that great. I can't draw photorealistic stuff. I'm hardly an illustrator or graphic artist. But the reason why I wanted to draw my cards or design my cards the way I do is because I wanted something that reflects that aspect of joy for myself. I want to be able to look at cards and just burst out laughing and feel good in that sense. I want to be in that energy when I'm using this as a divination tool. And I didn't really see that many out there like this that have this kind of vibe to it. And there's tons of decks out there. There's something for everybody. It was important for me to draw one that fit more my style. This OKTarot deck that Adam drew is very much aligned with what I like. I will be ordering his deck soon. It is different from mine, which I also like. But it's simply drawn so that's, it's very accessible. So let me get through a few minutes of this, and I'm just going to hush, and we'll enjoy. Definitely watch the rest of it. Subscribe to her channel like that. Hit the subscription button, subscribe, and then also hit the bell so you're alerted when the next ones come up. Also, if you're Pisces, check out Katie's Pisces Club. Another amazing tarot reader and all-around healer. And she also does coaching, so highly recommend checking out Katie. She goes by the Awakened WildChild. Let's see, Awakened WildChild Katie. Yeah. So also highly recommend. If you have any questions about shamanism or just all around raising your vibration, not trying to throw out all the buzzwords, but she's another badass who is really smart and knows about business and all the things. All the things, literally all the things. Fantastic coach. So there you go. 2 fantastic coaches who are spiritually aligned, have YouTube channels, doing all the things, have all the ways to like coach people and like make them more awesome than they are. Check them out. Okay, let's get to the watch party. And I'll stop in a little bit.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the GRACED podcast, where we talk about how we can infuse more everyday magic into your everyday life through rituals, wellness, tarot, creativity, and so much more.
I actually don't even know if the audio's playing, so let me test it real quick. Oh my goodness. Obviously, if it is running, I'm just gonna laugh. Let's see. How can I test it? I have no idea. Twitch. See. Okay. How can I test it?
Today's guest is none other than Adam J.K., an author and artist whose illustration style is rooted in honesty, humor, and as he describes it, sometimes a little bit dark. I find Adam's work so relatable because oftentimes it's thoughts that you're thinking but not actually saying. Adam is also the artist behind the OKTarot and It's a Sign Oracle deck. And today we dive into the themes of the Fool card and his creation process behind his decks. We talk about uncertainty and pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones, even if it's a little bit scary, like the Fool card, leaping off the cliff into the unknown and trusting that the universe has your back. If you want a deeper dive into what his deck is all about, you can check the unboxing video I did of his OKTarot deck on my YouTube channel, linked in the show notes. Also, we are doing a special giveaway of 3 of Adam's OKTarot decks, but you'll have to listen through to the end of the episode to find out how to enter. Hot tip, follow us on social media and find out the rules of how to enter to win an OKTarot deck through there too. All right, now let's get into the episode. Hey Adam, how's it going?
Hi, thanks for having me on the podcast. It's going really great.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. And today we're going to be diving into the themes around the Fool card, which is all about leaping into the unknown, going into the next adventure of life without necessarily knowing what's going to happen on the other side, and really trusting in the universe that everything is going to be okay. And this is something I think that you're really great at, you know, whether it's taking the leap into your own personal work, encapsulating really complex emotions into really simple, relatable, funny, sometimes dark, relatable. Did I say that again?
It's relatable. Listen, we're relating.
Totally relating. And I just feel like what you do, you know, speaks to a lot of people because you're able to capture, you know, things that people might not be comfortable saying. So I kind of just wanted to talk about, you know, what does taking the leap mean for you, and how do you trust yourself to make these big decisions for yourself?
So I don't always know that I do trust myself, but I think what I trust in is just that it doesn't matter if you fuck up. And historically in my own life, I fucked up many times, and then people don't notice, or they do, or like the fucked up version is somehow like the most popular work I've ever made that ends up like changing my life. So I think that there's a lot of times when you don't need 100% trust. You need like 90% trust, and then I don't know, 10% like intuition / like stupid.
That's what I'm talking about. 90% trust. 10% intuition, stupidity. I love that intuition and stupidity is like next to each other, because you don't want to overthink it. And if you're, you know, stupid-minded or like simple-minded, it's not overly intelligent. It's not overly thought out. Like it just is like that first thing that comes to mind. And for you to just trust in that 10%. It's enough. It's more than enough. That's what I love about what he's saying. Let me continue on a little bit.
Right? You need to be a little bit. You need to be the fool. You need to be like a little bit dumb. Let me, you know, apple in my little stick bag thingy, because I'm on the journey and I don't know what I'll need, but I bring my tools with me. And yeah, I don't know. It's so early in the podcast to tell your listeners that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I don't, and I never have.
I mean, that's the secret sauce to a lot of things, right?
I think.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is it also annoying that I'm like stopping it just to give my own commentary? Sure, but that's why you're gonna go to Grace's channel and subscribe yourself and watch the whole thing yourself. I just wanted to play the first couple minutes to share just how aligned I am with this, and I hope if any inspiration comes up for you, just know that it matters more for you to just try and like to enjoy yourself. Try and being creative than any of the overthinking. Overthinking is not always productive or constructive. But let me continue just a little bit more.
think the secret sauce is maybe just embracing your own reality. And so some people really do know what they're doing, and then they kind of downplay and they're like, oh, I don't know. It's like, no, just own your shit. Whatever your shit is, own it. So I own what I'm good at, but I also really, really own not having necessarily a plan, not really knowing where I'm going next, not really knowing how to do something until I like start and then kind of do it wrong and then figure it out as I go. And when you own that for yourself and when you make that true for yourself, then it's a lot easier to take a leap and to jump and to trust, because you're like, well, yeah, I don't know, true, I acknowledge the truth of that, but I also acknowledge that I have some tools, skills, resources, friends. I can just try and hope for the best, and like if I fuck it up, it's fine. I'll figure it out eventually.
And we're going to stop here. There's more gems in this, but again, like, just go watch it on her channel. And look him up too. Where can we find Adam? I have no idea. Oh, look at this. I got timestamps. I don't even know if this was here when I looked at it. Wow, look at that. And when it goes over the process of creating a deck. Let's take a look at creating the OKTarot deck real quick.
So I was just wondering, what was your journey like creating your own tarot deck and the inspiration behind it?
So my approach to the OKTarot deck, like a lot of my work, is really just about transforming pencil and paper, right? My whole thing, my whole ethos, this idea of things are what you make of them, is a guiding principle for me, where I am saying to myself, okay, here's what life handed you, what can you do with it? And life handed me paper and pencil. You know, life handed me, I worked at a photocopy shop. Life handed me, I worked in an office where I could steal cute pastel colored paper. And the OKTarot was a exercise in, you know, taking something that I had seen, which was the Rider-Waite deck, and using the limited skills I have, you know, my simplistic illustration and my personal aesthetic taste, which is very simple. You know, I love like a one color line art, and just trying to like put my spin on things. And to me, I really believe that paper and pencil are magic. You know, that's a word that I would use, or I would say it's magical, not magic. There's something very magical about, I mean, what are cards? You know, this is so literal, and I apologies in advance for whoever has added this, because I'm formulating thoughts as I speak them, but I really felt like, you know, tarot cards are just paper. No matter what deck you have, it's 78 pieces of paper in a box or in a bag or with a rubber band, and everything else that tarot brings to us is about internalizing and intuition, and just, we've all agreed, hey, this means something. We have all agreed, hey, I'm going to put my faith into the meaning of this. I'm going to allow this to guide my intuition. And that's very cool. That's a lot of power that we are finding in this very humble material of paper. And I love that shit. I really do. I think that if paper can be so powerful, then we as people can be so powerful. And blah, 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 blah. I love all the metaphors of art and creation. And so I was like, I will make a tarot deck. I will take all the white dudes out. I will take all the religion out, because I'm very religion averse, having grown up in a religious community. You know, I saw the Rider-Waite and I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is this representing for what, in my mind, when I think of the tarot community, I'm thinking of people who are finding spirituality, finding guidance and intuition from the universe outside of the traditional structures of organized religion. And then you hand me the Rider-Waite tarot and it's all white dudes and crosses and shit. Like, it's so Catholic. It is shocking to me. So I was like, that's all out. We're pulling all that out. And we're pulling out all depictions of gender, because I am actually a white man. So for me, I look at the Rider-Waite tarot and I'm like, oh, that's me with my hobo stick, and that's me as a priest, and that's me with a sword in my head. But for everyone else, like, how is that supposed to represent for you? And I was like, rather than create new depictions with new human figures, I completely skipped that. I was like, no, we're just not doing that at all. And in some ways, it makes the deck really like fun and friendly, and we can all find ourselves in it. In some ways, it's a little more complicated because it's a little bit less pictorial and it's a little bit less, in some cases, literal. But that was the fun exercise for me, was just to try it and just to do it and just to see what happens. And it's just paper, right? If it's bad, then we can throw it out. If it's bad, then no one buys it. If it's bad, then it sits in a box. It's like, it just didn't matter that it wasn't going to be perfect. And so
Yep. Badass. Love it.
I wrote that on the box. I wrote on the very back of the OKTarot box, it says, it's not perfect, but it's okay.
And that's all we need. That is a true project of self. And on that note, I'm going to end it here. Definitely encourage watching the rest of that. And I think I'll be back here tomorrow. I'll be back. Let's see again what we did today. Wait, where do I go? I'm going to go this one. So we did the Hierophant. I think for all the reasons that Adam mentioned about the religious depictions, that was a big reason why I always put off drawing the Hierophant, and I still don't really know how I actually want to interpret this, so I'll work with that. Did the Hierophant today. We did the Nine of Pentacles today, which I really enjoyed drawing. And we did Justice today. And on that note, thanks for joining. And I'll see you around next time. You can find me on the internet, here on Twitch, Rips Creates, or on YouTube at creationTVstation. Ciao.